If you're past 60, lean in for a moment because what I'm about to reveal could quietly reshape your tomorrow by the time you wake. Stay with me to the end for practical steps. Picture turning in for the night, feeling perfectly fine, then opening your eyes to a limp arm slurred speech or a wobble you can't control. No warning, no pain, just a sudden stroke that seems to appear from thin air. Here's the unsettling part. The culprit might not be cigarettes, fast food, or skipped workouts. It may be something you trusted to help you your vitamins. Yes, really. Every day, millions of older adults swallow supplements to guard their bones, lift their energy, and keep their memory sharp. What almost no one explains is that certain vitamins, especially in large doses or taken at the wrong moment, can quietly raise the risk to your brain. I've seen the consequences up close. Strokes, brain bleeds, and dangerous spikes in blood pressure sparked not by poor habits, but by a misguided supplement routine. That is why today we're exposing the 5 vitamins most likely to increase stroke risk after 60, and even more important, how to use them wisely so they protect rather than harm. Before we begin, a quick question. Have you ever suspected the bottles in your cupboard might be doing more harm than good? Type 1 in the comments if you've wondered, or 0 if this is the first you've heard of it. And if protecting your brain matters to you or someone you care about, remember to like this video and subscribe to Ageless Vitality so you never miss another science-backed tip made for seniors. Because what you learn next could preserve your independence and your life. 1. Niacin. Niacin, or vitamin B3, has long been touted as a natural cholesterol fighter. Some clinicians still prescribe it, and countless over-the-counter heart formulas celebrate its benefits. You will also find it fortified into cereals, mixed into energy drinks, and included in many multivitamins. What most older adults never hear is the missing clause. In large amounts, niacin can drive your blood pressure on a hazardous up and down ride that may set the stage for a stroke. Here is the physiology behind it. Niacin causes a sudden widening of blood vessels, which is why many people feel warmth and facial flushing after a dose. At first glance, that might seem circulation friendly. Soon after, though, those vessels rebound and tighten. This snapback pattern creates a yo to load on aging arteries, the very conduits that need steadiness, not turbulence. Younger bodies often handle the swing after 60 with arteries that are stiffer, thinner, or narrowed by plaque that rapidly dilate, then constrict cycle lands like taps from a hammer on fragile glass. Eventually it cracks, showing up as a transient ischemic attack, a full-blown stroke, or a dangerous surge in blood pressure. Here's the part that catches people off guard. Most seniors need only about 10 to 20 milligrams of niacin daily from food. Yet supplements sold online frequently offer 500, 1,000, even 2,000 milligrams in a single capsule, amounts that are 50 times higher than what the body can safely manage without medical oversight. Common outcomes include sudden hot flushes with pounding in the head, morning dizziness or lightheadedness, heart palpitations or irregular rhythm, sharp spikes, followed by crashes in blood pressure and mini strokes, TIA or full strokes triggered by unstable circulation. I have seen well-meaning older adults trying to help their heart end up in emergency rooms with slurred speech weakness or confusion, not because of poor diet, but because a supplement nudged a delicate system past its limits. Protection starts with a few simple habits. Read every label. If a product delivers more than 50 milligrams of niacin per serving, treat it with caution and ask your physician whether you truly need it. Avoid doubling up. Many multivitamins already carry niacin, and layering a separate heart booster on top can quietly push intake too high. Skip flush-free or extended-release versions unless they were specifically prescribed. They may blunt the flushing, but they still strain blood vessels and the liver. Get B3 from food whenever possible. Chicken, turkey, salmon, peanuts, and whole grains provide all the niacin most seniors require in a safer, balanced form. Your heart and brain do not benefit from megadoses. They thrive on stability, steady circulation, consistent blood flow, and nutrients delivered in their natural package. A little niacin from food can be helpful, but too much from a bottle can quietly become a problem for your brain. 2. Vitamin A. For generations, vitamin A has worn the crown as the eyesight nutrient linked with healthy vision, clear skin, and a resilient immune system. In modest amounts, that reputation holds. What most older adults seldom hear is the hidden risk. Excess vitamin A can slowly accumulate and raise pressure inside the skull, quietly setting off problems in the brain. Here is the physiology. Vitamin A is fat-soluble, so your body does not rinse it out in urine the way it does vitamin C or most B vitamins. Instead, it is stored in the liver in body fat, and even within the nervous system. Over time, especially with high-dose pills, levels can climb into the toxic range. When that happens, the brain often bears the brunt. Intracranial pressure rises. Clinicians call this pseudotumor cerebri or false brain tumor. The picture can look eerily like a stroke, headaches that intensify, blurry or double vision, nausea and dizziness, slurred words or confusion. Many seniors rush to the hospital fearing a clot or bleed. Scans reveal neither. The culprit is vitamin A toxicity. What makes this alarming is how easily people drift into danger. The safe upper ceiling for older adults hovers around 2,500 to 3,000 IU per day, and even then, it should be used only with medical oversight. Yet countless eye, skin, and anti-aging formulas list 5,000, 10,000, even 25,000 IU in a single capsule. Add a multivitamin on top of a separate vision blend, and the totals can double without anyone noticing. Months turn into years, and that silent buildup threatens your eyes, your brain, and your independence. One retired teacher I met took high-dose vitamin A for years, hoping to preserve sight. Instead, the excess drove up her intracranial pressure, left her with persistent dizziness, and caused lasting injury to her optic nerves. So, what is the wiser path? Begin with food. Carrots, sweet potatoes, spinach, kale, and liver supply. Vitamin A informs and amounts the body can handle more predictably. Read every label. If a supplement lists more than 2,500 IU of vitamin A, especially as retinol or other preformed vitamin A, ask your doctor whether it is necessary. Avoid stacking products. If your multivitamin already includes vitamin A, do not add a second formula unless your clinician instructs you to do so. Stay alert to warning signs. Frequent headaches. Visual blur or dizziness may be your body's early alarm. Your eyes do not need megadoses to stay strong. In fact, too much can undermine them. What truly supports the eyes and brain is balance. Broad-spectrum antioxidants from berries, lutein, from leafy greens, and healthy circulation, supported by omega-3 fats. Keep the focus on food first for vitamin A, and let supplements play a careful, measured role only when medically indicated. 3. Vitamin E. For years, vitamin E has been sold as a kindly guardian of the cardiovascular system. You have likely seen promises of better circulation, sharper memory, and smoother skin. It feels like the safest kind of daily insurance, which is why many older adults add it to their routine without a second thought. What rarely makes the label is the other side of the ledger. In large amounts, and especially when paired with common cardiac drugs, vitamin E can quietly raise the risk of bleeding in the brain. The mechanism is straightforward. Although it is a potent antioxidant, vitamin E also has anticoagulant effects. On its own, that may not seem alarming. Now consider the reality for many seniors. A great number already take prescribed blood thinners such as warfarin, clopidogrel, or a daily aspirin. Stack high-dose vitamin E on top of that, and the blood can become too thin. In an aging brain where small vessels are delicate, even a minor leak can turn catastrophic. That is the pathway to a hemorrhagic stroke, the kind of bleed that can rob speech balance or independence in an instant. The risk is compounded by the way supplements are marketed. The recommended daily intake for older adults is about 15 milligauss, roughly 22 IU. Yet store shelves routinely feature 200 IU, 400 IU, even 1,000 IU per soft gel. Those amounts are not simply unnecessary. They can be dangerous in the wrong context. A real-world story brings this into focus. Evelyn, an 81-year-old retired teacher with a valve disorder, was taking warfarin exactly as directed. Her numbers were steady. Her blood pressure was controlled. Then she saw a magazine advertising vitamin E for memory and circulation, and began taking 800 IU each day alongside her prescription. Within weeks, she developed a blinding headache and sudden confusion. Imaging confirmed a hemorrhagic stroke. The combination of warfarin and high-dose vitamin E had thinned her blood to the point that a fragile vessel burst. Evelyn lived, but her memory never fully recovered, and she now needs a cane. She told me, "I thought I was helping myself. I did not realize I was causing harm." Her experience is not unique. Well-intentioned seniors frequently mix vitamin E with medications that already reduce clotting, creating a silent storm they never meant to invite. The good news is that a few careful steps can prevent it. Start by reading your labels. If your vitamin E supplement exceeds 100 IU, you are already far above what you need. Be vigilant about drug interactions. Anyone on a blood thinner, aspirin, or clopidogrel should speak with a clinician before adding vitamin E in pill form. Prefer food sources instead, nuts, seeds, and leafy greens. Deliver vitamin E in balanced amounts. Your body can regulate more safely. The bottom line is simple. Vitamin E is not the villain, but high doses, without medical oversight, can turn a heart-friendly supplement into a hazard for the brain. The capsule that promises better flow can instead cost you words, steadiness, and autonomy. Use prudent doses, respect interactions, and let your healthcare team guide the decision. 4. Vitamin D. For decades, the message has been simple: take your vitamin D. It is celebrated as the sunshine helper for stronger bones, brighter mood, and better immune defense. All of that can be true in sensible amounts. What most older adults rarely hear is the other half of the story. Excess vitamin D, especially taken at an unwise time of day, can quietly increase stroke risk. Here is why. Vitamin D's main role is to boost calcium absorption. On the surface, that sounds ideal for bone and tooth health. But when intake climbs too high, your body cannot neatly route the surplus. Instead of being locked into bone, more calcium circulates in your blood. That sets the stage for deposits to form along artery walls. Aging vessels already lose elasticity and toughness over time. Combine that natural rigidity with extra calcium buildup, and you get narrower, stiffer pathways where clots form more easily. One unlucky moment, particularly overnight, when fluid intake drops and blood pressure patterns shift and a clot can break away and head for the brain. That is how a silent stroke occurs. The unsettling reality is that many over-the-counter products in the United States contain far more vitamin D than most seniors need. It is common to see 5,000 IU or even 10,000 IU per capsule on the label. People take them daily, assuming more equals better, when in truth even 2,000 IU can be excessive if you are not deficient. Consider a real-world case. Walter A., 74-year-old retired Navy veteran, was meticulous with his morning supplements. Among them was a single 10,000 IU vitamin D tablet. He believed he was safeguarding his bones. One morning, his wife found him on the kitchen floor, unable to speak with a limp arm. It was a stroke. His tests revealed very high calcium levels, hardened vessels, and unstable blood pressure. The driver was vitamin D toxicity. And Walter's situation is not rare. Anyone taking vitamin D without proper guidance is at risk, particularly at high doses or when doses are taken late in the day. Timing matters. Nighttime dosing can compound the problem as calcium rises while the body is winding down, raising the chance of an overnight event. So, what is the prudent approach? Check your status first. Do not guess. Ask your clinician to order a blood test before starting or changing vitamin D. Keep amounts conservative. Many seniors need far less than they assume, sometimes only a few hundred IU per day, and seldom more than 1,000 IU. Take the dose in the morning so your body can manage it over waking hours, lowering the chance of calcium accumulation while you sleep. Use extra care if you also take calcium supplements or cardiac medications, since those combinations can intensify arterial stiffening risk. The takeaway is simple. Vitamin D is not the villain, but large doses at the wrong time can quietly set up a life-altering stroke. Respect the dose, respect the clock, and let your healthcare provider steer your plan. 5. Vitamin B6. Stroll through any supplement aisle, and vitamin B6 appears on countless labels. It is marketed as a brain booster, an energy aid, even a protector of nerve health. Many older adults reach for it after hearing it might ease tingling fatigue or trouble concentrating. Here is the part that rarely gets highlighted. In excess vitamin B6 can harm the nervous system, and in some cases, the injury does not fully reverse. Here is how that unfolds. Although B6 is classed with water-soluble vitamins, high supplemental doses can build up in the body. Instead of reinforcing your nerves too much, B6 begins to damage the protective sheath that insulates them, much like stripping coating from an electrical wire. What follows is progressively worse numbness, pins and needles, weakness, and unsteady gait. The trap is that these problems arrive gradually. At first, there is a faint buzz in the toes or fingertips. Then balance feels unreliable. It is easy to blame arthritis or normal aging, while the real culprit is an overdose of the vitamin you believed was helping. Dosage is where most people get into trouble. Older adults generally need only about 2 to 10 milligrams of B6 per day. Yet many products sold online or at pharmacies provide 50 to 100 or even 200 milligrams in a single tablet, and some nerve blends go higher. Taken day after day for weeks or months, the toxic load rises until damage appears. I have met seniors with numb feet, trembling hands, and difficulty walking, only to find their supplement routine was quietly injuring their nerves. One man put it plainly through tears. I wanted to protect my brain. I had no idea I was hurting it. Here is how to stay safe. Know your dose. Read your multivitamin or nerve formula carefully. If it delivers more than 10 milligrams per serving, it already exceeds what most older adults require. Prefer food sources. Salmon, poultry, bananas, potatoes, and fortified cereals supply ample B6 in amounts the body handles well. Watch for red flags such as tingling, burning numbness, or new balance issues. Do not brush them off. Speak with your clinician and review your supplement list promptly. The bottom line is clear. Vitamin B6 is essential in the right range for brain chemistry and energy metabolism. In high amounts, it shifts from helper to hazard, quietly injuring the very nerves it is supposed to support. For seniors, that can translate to more, falls, greater weakness, and a loss of independence. You have just heard about the hidden downsides of certain vitamins, so the next question is obvious. What should you do now? The simplest answer is to return to real food. Let me introduce you to Mrs. Margaret Wilson, age 73, a retired school principal from Arizona. At our first visit, she proudly opened a drawer filled with supplements. There was vitamin D for bones, vitamin E for heart support, a B complex for energy, niacin for cholesterol, a daily multivitamin, and several brain formulas she had ordered online. She told me, "Doctor, I am doing everything right. I take these every single day." Despite that dedication, Margaret did not feel well. She woke most mornings feeling lightheaded. Some days her blood pressure shot up, on other days it dropped too low. She felt weak, foggy, and worried that her memory was slipping. Something was not lining up. So we tried a different approach. We cleared the shelf and replaced the pills with simple, nourishing meals. Breakfast changed first. 1 boiled egg provided steady protein. Half an avocado delivered gentle brain-friendly fats. A slice of whole grain toast offered slow, sustained energy. A handful of blueberries supplied antioxidants that protect memory. A glass of room temperature water helped rehydrate the brain after sleep. On some mornings, she added a few walnuts or almonds, a natural source of omega-3s and vitamin E in a right-sized dose. No powders, no capsules, only foods the body easily recognizes. Within weeks, her dizziness faded, her blood pressure steadied, her energy returned, and she said with a grin, "Doctor, my mind feels clearer than it has in years. Why did that shift work? The human body is not built to thrive on megadoses from bottles. It is designed to receive nutrients and balanced natural combinations found in whole foods. The most reliable choices for a sharp, resilient brain after 60 are straightforward. Leafy greens such as spinach and kale bring folate and protective antioxidants. Fatty fish like salmon or sardines provide omega-3 fats that support brain cells. Berries carry polyphenols that calm inflammation. Nuts and seeds offer vitamin E, magnesium, and healthy fats the brain uses well. Whole grains help keep blood sugar level and circulation strong. What the brain truly wants is balance, not excess. If there is only one message to carry forward, let it be this. Your brain does not need massive vitamin doses. It needs regularity, proper hydration, and the steady nourishment that whole foods supply. If you've stayed with me to this point, a bit of unease may have crept in. Maybe you have been taking some of these vitamins for years. Maybe there's a shelf or a drawer packed with bottles you believed were guarding your brain. Let me ease your mind. This is not about alarm. It is about understanding. The truth is simple. At 60, 70, or 80, your body is not the same as it was at 40. Your liver handles supplements differently. Your kidneys clear them more slowly. Your blood vessels are more delicate and less forgiving. And your brain thrives on steady, predictable support rather than abrupt surges, swings, or overload. That is why something that once seemed helpful, a capsule for energy, a pill for heart health, or an extra dose for bone strength, can now quietly push you off balance. Not because you made a mistake, but because your physiology has changed. The takeaway is powerful in its simplicity. Protection does not come from piling on pills. It comes from wise, thoughtful care. Instead of reaching for more bottles, reach for balance. Sip a glass of water before bed. Build colorful plates of whole foods during the day. Have clear conversations with your doctor about what you truly need and what you can skip. I have watched the shift firsthand when older adults move from megadoses to consistent nourishment from food. Their thinking sharpens, their energy evens out, their mornings feel calmer. That is the gift awareness brings. So, let me leave you with this. Your brain deserves more than guesswork. It deserves your attention. Hear the early whispers from your body. Respond before they become shouts, because you are never too old to reclaim your health, your independence, and your future. If this message resonated, tell me in the comments. What is one small change you will start today? Will you scan your supplement labels? Add brain-friendly foods to your breakfast. Drink that extra glass of water. And if you found value here, please like this video, subscribe to Ageless Vitality, and share it with someone you love. The more we spread awareness, the more lives we can protect together. Choose balance. Choose clarity. Choose health the natural way.